Hey, welcome to another episode of Bad Change Works. And yes, as you've seen in the thumbnail and the title, I've got a new project car. And here it is, another Tjorven. Yes, another one. You might be wondering, why another Tjorven? And I promise, it is actually an impulse buy, but I promise it was a good idea. When I saw this Tjorven for sale, it was like super dirty, rusted, like the few steel parts that are on it were rusted, dirty, and the ad said like the engine is seized. So I was thinking that might be a very nice candidate to make a trailer for the other Tjorven. And that's still a brilliant idea. But when I got the car at home and I cleaned it and I made a little bit of an inventory on what's missing or what's broken, it's actually not that bad. Turns out this car is actually in very good shape. And I kind of decided to restore it instead of like cut it up and make a trailer for the other Tjorven, which is still a good idea. And I'm still looking for another Tjorven that's like not worth restoring, but it's a good enough to chop it up for. To make a trailer from, so the door should work, all the glass should be here. Not even all the glass should be here, because I have the glass from the other shop. Anyway, that's for future me. But for now, I have this extra Tjorven. It was kind of cheap. And I was like, maybe if I get the engine to work, it might be worth saving. I'm not going to spoil the rest of the video, but I got the engine to work. Oh, that's a spoiler. Well, I didn't get it to... Anyway, just watch the video and see where it ends up. Okay, first time I didn't want to go, well, it doesn't start obviously, but didn't want to go round. So then I used the breaker bar with a pipe. It did do a 360 turn, so it should be fine to go. Let's see what happens if I try to get the starter to turn. It's hooked up just directly to the starter, and well, this is my ignition key, so. Ooh, that's promising. It works, it's a great! Dutch engineering this. So after I turned over the engine, I tried to get a spark, because, well, getting a spark is the first step to get the engine to run. If the ignition worked, the engine could run, in theory. But whatever I tried, I couldn't get any spark. After investigation, I found that the Dizzy wasn't spinning, and also the fuel pump wasn't moving. It's a mechanical fuel pump, so it should move on the same axle. So it turns out that the auxiliary shaft inside the block wasn't turning. So the only way to get that shaft out is to split the actual block. So that's what I'm doing here in this time lapse. The engine is a 2-cylinder air-cooled boxer from a DAF 44. DAF is a Dutch manufacturer of vehicles and engines. It's an 850cc 4-stroke, pushing a staggering 34 horsepower. I really want to get the engine to run in this car. Maybe in the future I can upgrade to something else, but for now I want to keep it original. And it turns out that the worm gear on the crankshaft was stripped, and also the gear inside the block that drives this worm gear was missing one tooth. The culprit. Yeah, and that's the engine apart. Well, this is just a short block. Everything else is here on the floor. Kind of laid it out as the way it's mounted on the engine. Clutch assembly, air-cooled parts. This is a mounting bar thingy. Intake, starter. No, a generator. Starter is somewhere else. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What's it about? I thought when I got the engine was stuck, and I thought, kind of assumed, that it would have been the piston rings that are seized in the cylinders. So this is a 2-cylinder 850cc air-cooled engine from a DAF 44. I think the engine code is 46 or 600 or something like that. So it turns out the engine wasn't stuck on the piston rings, but stuck on this shaft, and specifically this bearing surface that runs here. So that one you can see looks really well. That's the other end, but this end got stuck, and the engine is upside down now. But that's where there is a slot here, like an asymmetrical slot, that turns the distributor. And I quickly found out yesterday when I was trying to start the engine that didn't have spark. I checked the leads and everything was all fine. And then I took the distributor off, and I saw the rotor wasn't rotating. And since it's called a rotator, it should rotate. Didn't do that, and tried to rotate this shaft by hand. So I used a piece of steel, but it was like super stuck. Then I already feared that like something in the engine was wrong. Tried to see if we could reach it without opening the engine. Couldn't do that. Now I opened the engine. I took it apart. But it turns out this ring is here, and you can already see it's super damaged. It's completely stripped, the outside. And this is where the ring was interfering with this gear, and this gear, one tooth was stripped. And I already felt when I was turning the engine over with the bar, the breaker bar, already felt something giving, felt like a bolt breaking, not like a stuck piston ring that was like undone. But apparently it was this gear tooth and that gear, and this is brass, so that gives away quite easily. There is a lobe on here, little camshaft that turns that powers the mechanical fuel pump, and that's also broken. So now I'm gonna see if I can find parts. There's already another engine that is running free without all the extra parts, so just a bare block. It's already on its way from France to the Netherlands, and then I need to find a hitch ride. I don't know. See if I can transport it to Sweden, and then worst case scenario, I can maybe build a new engine from that. But if the parts like the bearings and these gears are available and not too expensive, then I'll try to revive this engine too, because it's in good condition actually. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Do it for Dale. Oh no, that's the other guy. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.